and welcome back to Treasurefield Homestead. I was asked a few weeks ago to review GrubTerra's black soldier fly larvae in exchange for a free bag. So this is going to be my honest review of that product, which I received for free. Now, one of the main benefits of black soldier fly larvae is the calcium. So your hens need calcium to lay nice, strong eggs with nice, strong shells.
Winner, winner,
If you
chicken
get
dinner.
customers complaining that the shells are weak, or if you're incubating eggs and the shells are breaking easily when you're handling them, that's because your hens need more calcium. So it's important both for consuming eggs and incubating eggs for breeding. If you have hens, just hens, no roosters, you can use a layer feed and it will be already supplemented with extra calcium. And then what I do, because I have a lot of roosters, is I use oyster shells for the calcium supplementation, and I just put it in a dish and they can eat it whenever they want. And it's usually the hens that will go eat it. The roosters will peck at it every now and then because they're curious, but it's the hens that will actually eat them to get the calcium they need. And that's the system that I've used. Now, these black soldier fly larvae, they're a lot tastier than oyster shells. So I would recommend them as like an occasional treat if you have a lot of roosters, because if you're giving them regularly, unlike the oyster shells, the roosters are going to love these black soldier fly larvae for what they are, because they're a really high value treat. I would count this as like the top three of my chickens' favorite treats that they've ever had is this larvae. It's really good. They go crazy for it. So that's why I would recommend it as an occasional thing if you have a bunch of roosters, because they're going to partake as well. And I think they should. I think roosters deserve a nice little treat too. The other thing that I think this is good for is enrichment. As you can see in this video, I laid out some fresh straw, which is already a good enrichment for the hens. You can just lay down straw with no treats in it and they'll start kicking it around and for hours. They love doing that. You don't even have to really spread it out. They'll spread it out themselves. But what I did is I spread out the straw and then I sprinkled the larvae in the straw, and then I also put some on this bucket. But they absolutely love that and encourages them to look for more bugs outside. Eating bugs is really good for the nutrition of the yolk. It gives that nice rich color that customers love. And so, yeah, I really like seeing my chickens having fun. And so it was really nice to see them having this. And then the third biggest benefit I found to these black soldier fly larvae is that they're sustainably raised on food waste. So apparently what this company does is that they go around to other companies and they ask for food waste that otherwise would be going to the landfill. And they said for every 1 pound of black soldier fly larvae, that's 20 pounds of food waste that went into going into that black soldier fly colony to produce all the larvae that you got. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm pretty into reducing food waste. I try not to let any food go to waste on my homestead. That's why I like having chickens and goats that can eat scraps. And that's my main reason for thinking that I could ever have pigs one day, is because they can eat even more scraps, and the dogs and the cats. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. So, yeah. That's one of the benefits. So I've listed out all the benefits, and I've kind of alluded to one of the downsides, which is that I would not recommend them as like a regular supplement if you have roosters. I also wouldn't recommend them as a regular supplement if you just have hens, mostly because of the price. I was given this bag for free, but it would have cost $18.95 for a 1 pound bag. And on their website, the smallest amount I can see that you can purchase is the 5 pound bag for $49.95, which is a lot for a 5 pound bag. In comparison, the oyster shells cost me $13.99 for a 50 pound bag. Now, obviously, prices are going to vary based off your area and supply and demand. Maybe in 5 years, oyster shells are going to cost a whole lot more. And, oyster shells and black soldier fly larvae aren't aren't completely comparable because, like I said, the black soldier fly larvae are a really high value treat and they offer additional nutrition in addition to the calcium. But that much money for a bunch of bugs at the end of the day, that were I would recommend it, and what I think I'm going to do going forward and what I've kind of done in the past, because this is not their first time having black soldier fly larvae, is to buy like a bag every now and then as a treat, like maybe once or twice a year. And the 1 pound bag that they gave me has lasted pretty long. So yeah, I do recommend the product. I do think it's too expensive, and that's my honest opinion. Oh, and also, if you notice that I have an extra coop, I do. I look forward to describing that in a future video. Bye for now.